guys, welcome back to another episode of Ready on Set with me, your host, Roberto Garcia. Today we're just going to get right into it. Like this video that I'm going to show you guys coming up right now, it talks about this great Marine, Gene Hackman, great actor, and one of the things that he did just as far as getting his dialogue down and his character down to just focus solely on the dialogue and on the actual scene. And as far as action is concerned, whether it's something simple to just something that you're doing actively in an action shot, it correlates a lot with the training that you do beforehand, before the scene or before you even step on set. And one of the things that I try to communicate to actors and to stunt performers is if you continuously do that type of repetition over and over and over again, that it just becomes second nature to your brain and to your body. The only thing that you have to just focus on is just the dialogue, if you have dialogue, or an overall the sequence of events of the scene, and that will be able to get you into a more hyperdrive type of scenario that you can focus on everything that's going on with whatever one character is doing or the other one, or just everything in general, that your body's just going to naturally do what it's going to do. And when I first started out, I ended up learning more in depth this technique through my partner Freddie Joe and through Cam Dye. And the way that they described it that made more sense to me is once you have these actors or performers just doing everything that they need to do, their dialogue, whether it's a period piece dialogue or if it's something that they have to do that needs to look natural and it doesn't need to look like they're thinking about it. Because for us in the military, either cleaning your rifle is something that you automatically just do because you've done it for so long, especially for us in the Marines, that you can have a conversation with somebody, you know exactly where everything is, because we play games of taking the rifle apart and putting it back together blindfold, or going through different scenarios in our head just in a way that if we are obstructed from vision or obstructed from sound, we automatically know exactly what to do. And in this particular clip, when this lady's speaking about Gene Hackman, he got something that was strictly from the Marines that we do, which is a repetitive motion over and over and over again to just have it be so natural on camera. So when his character was saying the dialogue and he was pretty much going through the beats of putting the sandwich together, he did it in the same way that it was the exact same way in every take. There was no variations. He knew exactly where the dialogue was going to be when he was laying down the ham, when he was laying down the lettuce, when he was laying down the tomato. And for action sequences, when it becomes more in detail, that changing a rifle magazine or changing a pistol magazine or reloading or having a misfire and what to do in that misfire, or if you have a blockage or you have something crazy that is not supposed to be of the nature of the scene, but because of your training, you already know what to do or how to continue doing it to just say your dialogue without killing the scene or creating a more bigger pause than what it's supposed to be. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I found it very warming and hey, any Marines, hoorah, you know how we do. We adapt and overcome. And I think that's one of the reasons that he was such a great actor, and everything that he brought to the screen was something great that we can all look forward to. All right. See you guys on the next one. I appreciate you. Stay safe. If not, stay deadly. Keep training.
Film is a technical medium. It is not just about emoting.
You told me a great story about Gene Hackman one time. Do you remember that story?
I was doing a movie called Full Moon and Blue Water with Terry Garr, Burgess Meredith, and Gene Hackman. So this particular cameraman took a fair amount of time lighting. I'm going to be polite about this. I'm sitting on my little stool in a little corner. I'm doing my notes, and I notice that Gene has tucked himself away in the kitchen doing something. And of course, anything I can learn about what actors are doing during rehearsal helps me when we film. I kind of steeled myself over to have a look. And there's Gene, and he's making sandwiches. And here he is. He puts the bread down, and then he puts lettuce down, and then he puts tomatoes down. And then I see him do this. He puts everything away, and he starts again. There's the bread, there's the lettuce. And I watch him for probably 45 minutes, I would say. We were there a long time until he was doing it exactly the same every single time. AD says, we're ready, let's go. And he comes out onto the set, and there he is. Bread, 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 mayo, 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 lettuce, tomato, and every single take was the exact same action. And okay, you can look at it and go, oh, well, Susie's so lucky. Script supervisor doesn't have to worry about it. I think the bigger takeaway is Gene didn't need to worry about it. Gene could just relax, and then he could just do the lines, and he could do the emotion, and he could deliver every single take with little nuances, beautiful choices in the editing room, and everything would match. What a lesson